we're getting close to that first serve, but first we're going to go to public address announcer Stuart Matsuname for introduction of the national anthem Hawaii Pono'i and tonight's starters. Stuart.
Volleyball fans, welcome to the Afuk Chinen Civic Auditorium and the 2002 Nissan Girls State Volleyball Championship. At this time, would you please rise and remove your caps as we honor America? Here to sing the national anthem and Hawaii Pono'i is Waikia High School senior Dylan Morris.
It's a little warmer in here.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the Hawaii Pono'i nanai komoi kalani ali'i ke ali'i makualani e kamehameha e na kawa e pale me kahie makualani e kamehameha e na kawa e pale me kahie.
Very good. And now let's stay with Stuart Matsuname for tonight's starters.
Now introducing the OIA champion, Kahuku Red Raiders. Number 1, Krisha Kai. Number 3, Jamie Thompson. Number 7, Tarina Otto. Number 8, Nicole Pouha. Number 10, Chelsea Mamizuka. Number 11, Esther Latu. Number 14, Leanne Mapu. Number 28, Mona Ale. Your starting lineup for Kahuku, a middle blocker, a 6-foot junior, number 2, Musie Olivao. An outside hitter, a 5'9" senior, number 4, Michelle Peters. A defensive specialist, a 5'4" senior, number 5, Alberta Letoa. An outside hitter, a 5'8" freshman, number 6, Camila Ahoy. An outside hitter, a 5'5" junior, number 9, Chazelle Fiso. And at setter, a 5'7" senior, number 12, Lesina Funaki. Head coach for the Red Raiders, Mona Ahoy. Introducing the BIIF champion, St. Joseph Cardinals. Number 10, Chelsea Rivera. Number 11, Duchess Kama. Number 12, Christina Kahapea. Number 17, Sarah Mason. The starting lineup for St. Joseph at defensive specialist, a 5'4" sophomore, number 2, Lisha Natividad. A middle blocker, a 5'5" junior, number 5, Lindsay Lee. The setter, a 5'7" junior, number 8, Ashley Hanohano. An outside hitter, a 5'3" senior, number 9, Jesse Mao. An outside hitter, 5'10" junior, number 13, Jasmine Paakaula. An outside hitter, 5'11" senior, number 15, Kuuipo Hayes. Head coaches for the Cardinals, Rochelle Hanohano and Tommy Hanohano.
Well, you could certainly tell that this is a partisan crowd. I mean, there are dozens of people here supporting the Kahuku Red Raiders, and some of them are just people from the OIA who are over here and cheering for their own league. And they're going to be loud tonight, but there's no question, I think, that the louder group is going to be supporting the Cardinals of St. Joseph.
Well, St. Joseph's motto this year, Brooks, was 2 in 2002. They've never had a female athletic team ever win a BIF championship. So that was one of their goals. Their second goal was to win a state championship. And so they're halfway toward their 2 in 2002.
Obviously, St. Joe has never reached this stage before, never been to a championship game. As a matter of fact, the last team from a neighbor island, the only team from a neighbor island to win the state championship, Hilo. The girls from Hilo did it twice in the 70s, once in 72 and then again in 74. The last time an OIA team won the state girls volleyball championship was back in 1981. So in the 34 years history of this tournament, just 2 neighbor island teams have won, both from Hilo. St. Joe has a chance to add a 3rd crown to the Big Island here tonight. We're just about ready for that first serve. It'll be Kahuku serving from right to left across your television. Both teams now wearing, it'll be St. Joe serving from right to left across your TV. Both teams wearing the black, and that's already why I've gotten confused. Chris, not a whole lot of uniforms in the lockers for these gals to pull out. They wanted to have different colors, but they only have one set of unis. So
exactly, but Kahuku at least has the white around their armpit, so they look like they are the light team tonight.
So if you see white, it is Kahuku. And St. Joe serves it up. An overpass right away, dumped over the Kahuku side, an overpass, and the Cardinals of St. Joe go right side on the attack. A swing attempt that is not good for the kill by St. Joe. That was Pa'akaula. St. Joe gets it back. This time they set the left side, and that ball is down, and that ball is good by Mao.
Jessie Mao does not get that many sets. She gets about a kill a game, hits 133, but she made that one count. She's known as a smart hitter, says Coach Hano Hano.
And now with the serve. Good job setting that time by the coach. She sets left side, but the ball is hit into the net.
Kahuku played a little nervous right now, Brooks. They had an overpass in the first serve of the game, and then Peters that time hitting into the top of the cable. Once they settle down, I think we'll see it'll be a little bit closer.
And Mao's serve this time hits the net. That gives Kahuku something to cheer about. Side out back to the Kahuku Red Raiders. Those of you who are familiar with collegiate volleyball and the new scoring system there, the rally scoring system, well, we do it the old style here, old school. We play to 15, and you've got to be serving to score. Cardinals on the attack. Nice job of getting down there and digging that ball for Kahuku. That was Ahoy keeping it alive, but the Red Raiders can't get it back over. And it is a side out back to the Cardinals of St. Joe.
And here comes Sarah Mason into the lineup. She's 6'2". You see her there in the middle. She's a very effective blocker up front. She can disrupt an offense in a hurry.
Ball received by Funaki from an athletic family to Ole Vau, and it's a kill for Ole Vau and a side out back to the OIA.
From one football family to another there.
That's right.
Funaki to Ole Vau. There you see the Kahuku cheering section. By the way, you said Wanaloo was over there cheering. I saw some Iolani players over there cheering too, so it must be an Oahu presence as well.
It's not just an OIA against a BIIF, it's Island against Island.
I think it's Island against Island, Brooke, yeah.
A lot of subplots, Chris McLaughlin, a lot of subplots. Krisha Kai serving for Kahuku, checks into the contest for the serve. And Yume, another athletic family from Kahuku, her sister, the WAC Soccer Player of the Year. Natasha and a kill for St. Joe. That is Jasmine Pa'akaula.
She is their go-to gal. If anybody's going to get a lot of sets tonight, it's Jasmine. She's averaging about 6 kills a game for this tournament. There she just rips it right between the two blockers.
Jazzed as the crowd chants for her. St. Joe on the attack, block at the net. That is the big gal Peters stuffing them at the net.
That was unusual for Mason to get blocked. She had her way last night against Seabury all night long. Tonight she gets blocked in her first attempt. That could make a difference here.
Tuli Peters back to serve. Her nickname is Tools, because she has all the tools out on the floor.
Watch this jump serve. It's a good one.
Oh, bottom drops out. Good job, though, of popping the ball high up in the air. Lindsay Lee and St. Joe earns the side out. Great job of coming up with a fabulous serve.
Just a little bit nice little one-handed set by Ashley Hano Hano. She's got such soft hands.
Just 2-0 now. The Big Island's St. Joe's ahead of Kahuku. Chance to make it 3 points right here. Ball set by Ahoy. Back row shot by Peters. Ball overpassed back to Kahuku. Another opportunity for the Red Raiders. That ball is dug by St. Joe and kept alive. Back row shot, and there's Peters to keep it alive. Ahoy with the set. Kahuku getting the kill. It's Mona Ale.
One of the ways I think to beat St. Joe is you've got to keep the ball in play. You can't give them any easy points like that, like hitting the ball out, or overpasses like this.
Pa'akaula with the serve, and there's the overpass, and waiting for the easy kill. That time,
net violation. A late call, net violation on the overpass. Let's see if we can see it. The follow through with the hand into the net. Excellent call.
Credit the officials for having the great eye. Funaki now for Kahuku. And a little dump shot there that does not catch Kahuku off guard. Oh, and the cannon that time. Fired by Hayes. Kahuku goes left side. St. Joe keeps it alive. Hayes fires again deep into the court. Peters pops the ball high in the air. Funaki with the set to Ale, and Ale just dinks it over for a kill.
Excellent ball handling that time by Thule Peters. She shows she's not just a force at the net. She can play back row defense as well.
So at 3-0, St. Joesph on top of Kahuku. Kahuku gets the side out. With the serve is Funaki, and it is now 3-1. Well, it is 3-1. They were late putting the last point up there. My bad. It is 3-1. Kahuku is indeed on the board. That serve was out of bounds. Natividad checking into the contest for St. Joesph, and really miscommunication there between the setter, Funaki, and the intended hitter.
Out of St. Joe's points so far, out of their 4 points, 3 of them have come on errors on the Kahuku hitters. If Kahuku starts hitting the ball into the court, I think we'll see a little bit closer contest.
That point made it 4-1, but Kahuku earns the side out by setting the ball left side, and Camila Ahoy, who sometimes serves as a setter and sometimes serves as an outside hitter. That side slips into that outside hitter role and notches the kill.
And her Samoan name, Lole, which means candy, and that was a sweet shot. Wouldn't you agree?
That was a beauty.
Only a freshman.
Alberta Letoa with the serve for the Red Raiders. Hayes popping the ball over. Kahuku on the attack. Quick set in the middle, and a nice shot by Oleval.
And there we have a mismatch. Oleval at 6 feet going up against probably the smallest middle blocker in the state. Lindsay Lee, she's only 5'5". She's got a great leap though. And look at this mismatch, 5'5" versus 6 feet. Lee gets up though. She's got that 30-inch vertical.
Oleval goes a little cross court with that serve. Natividad with the good pass. Back row shot for Pa'akaula. And they're going to say it's good. Pa'akaula getting the kill. 4-2 your score. It is the Big Island on top of Oahu. St. Joesph leading Kahuku 4-2. Side out now to the Cardinals of St. Joe. So Ku'uipo Hayes with the serve, her nickname Magic. Kahuku sets left side to Oleval. Oleval dug. St. Joesph swinging away, but Kahuku there defensively. A lot of good rallies early on in this contest. And that ball high off the block and out of bounds. Kill for Jessie Mao.
Jessie Mao once again, that's her second kill. It's double her normal game average. This time, first time was cross court, this time down the line, tool job.
Ku'uipo Hayes with that flat-footed serve, and overpass by Kahuku gives St. Joesph an opportunity. Can they capitalize? Mao swinging away, but Kahuku there defensively, and they'll just float it over. Free opportunity for the Cardinals. What do they do with it? Again, it's Mao straight down the line, and it's good. What a shot. Way to pick your spots. And now we're getting a timeout by the Kahuku Red Raiders. They have fallen behind 6-2, and this crowd loving the action in the Afuk Chinen Auditorium. The home team ahead by 4.
Supercharged Nissan Xterra.
Morning, bud.
He did.
Big board at the Afuk Chinen Civic Auditorium in Hilo tells the story. It is the home team, St. Joesph, ahead of the OIA's Kahuku 6-2 in this girls' Nissan Championship volleyball match, but Kahuku getting the side out.
Big side out after that timeout, Brooks. Once this St. Joe's team gets on a roll, they're very dangerous. Last night they scored 21 straight points. against Seabury Hall of Maui.
Giselle Fiso with the serve for Kahuku. Mao with a swing for St. Joe. But Kahuku's there defensively. St. Joe will get another crack. That's set tight on the net. Good job of popping it over. It's Jessie Mao rolling the ball over the tape and knocking a kill.
And Mao getting all sorts of action tonight for the tournament. I think she's only gotten about 5 sets in 2 nights. All of a sudden now she's got 3 sets in the first half of the first game, and she's made kills out of all of them.
Certainly looks like one of the more athletic players out here, all over the court and able to leap with great athleticism. St. Joe serving, and now on the attack, right side. Is it off the block? It is. It's another point for St. Joe. 7-2 your score here in game number 1 of this Nissan Girls State Volleyball Championship.
This is the player that I think Kahuku's really got to respect. Kaula, she got 20 kills the other night against Moanalua.
Kahuku sets left side to Peters. Peters dug. St. Joe will just have to push it over. And Kahuku with an opportunity here. Again, they go to Peters. Tight on the net. A great job of cutting it cross court for the kill.
Wow, what a bump set that time in the back row. And Peters, tough timing on that particular attack right there because the ball's traveling so far and it's going so high with so much spin on it.
The setter slash outside hitter, Ahoy, serves it up. There's Mao. Mao blocked at the net. Now Kahuku gets it back. Here's Ahoy in her setting responsibility and does a great job of putting it right in the wheelhouse of Thule Peters, who notches a kill, and it's a point for the Red Raiders. 7-3 now your score. Kahuku trailing by 4 points. This St. Joseph team can reel off some points. At one point last night against Seabury Hall, they scored 21 straight points. That's unheard of.
It was amazing. They got 7 at the end of game number 1, and then they got 14 straight in game number 2. They do go in streaks, that's for sure. Remember, these girls play year-round together for a volleyball club called YMCA Naopil, meaning the children. That is the St. Joe team, and they won the national championship at the Davis Volleyball Festival in 1998 in the 12 and under division, so they've got a lot of experience.
And someone who's going to have a lot of experience is the gal who just serves it up, Ahoy. She's just a freshman and already starting on the varsity team, and as the setter served that up, gets another point for Kahuku, and it is now a 7-4 score as the Red Raiders are creeping back in it. Once down 7-2, now it's 7-4. Ahoy with the serve, catches the net, side out, back to the Cardinals. Natavidad checks out of the game for the Cardinals. And back in comes big 6'2" senior middle blocker, an all-state player in Sarah Mason. Ahoy with the set, she is whistled for the lift. Tried to pull it off the net with one hand. It's a tough thing to do.
It is difficult to do. I thought it looked pretty clean though. As a one-handed set on the other side earlier, it wasn't called. I thought that one was actually fairly decent.
That serve will go long and out of bounds. And we've got a break in the action with St. Joe leading Kahuku 8-4 in the Girls State Volleyball Championship.
Zippy's proudly supports the OIA and their Student Sports Information Directors Program. Hawaii Sports Network, Hawaii's home to local sports, has developed a first-of-its-kind Student Sports Information Directors Program, providing more than 50 students statewide the opportunity to become the sports information resource for their high school. 17-year-old Pearl City senior Anthony Augustin views the SSID program as a creative outlet and looks forward to a career in broadcast journalism. Make Zippies and OIA Athletics a part of your championship lineup.
The ball already in play. Esther Latu from Kahuku serves it up. Red Raiders looking for a point. They get it, and that tightens this game even further. It is now 8-6.
See, Kahuku changing up their shots now, Brooks. They're not hammering away all the time. They got last timeout that Mona Ahoy told her team to calm down, play a little smarter, and not with so much power, but a little bit more finesse. That certainly was a great finesse shot right there.
Well, we've got an opportunity, time to acknowledge a couple people. First of all, a couple guys directly involved in the action. Our referee, Kevin Chun, and our umpire, Lawrence Kahakui. And of course, the state coordinator for the Girls Volleyball Championship. I think you might know this woman.
In charge of the tournament? No, I'd love to meet her. I heard she's really fun.
She's a terrific gal. Name's Beth McLaughlin. Some guys have been married to her for a while. Oh, you?
Yeah,
that's your wife.
She's been up here all week.
Kahuku has crept to within 2, looking for more. Mason at the net put it over, but couldn't knock the overpass back down. It's another point for the Red Raiders. Esther Latu serving it up, a 5'5" junior, primarily comes in for defensive purposes. Ball set tight on the net, just poked over. Red Raiders with an opportunity, back set that time, and a dandy by Ahoy, but Kahuku not able to capitalize, side out. Back to St. Joseph.
And that time, they went with a difficult back set. They had Peters right in front, should have set her. Go with the simple set.
Here's Ahoy deep into the Kahuku court. Nice pass to Ahoy. Ahoy goes to Peters. Peters floats it over. St. Joseph not able to do anything with it, but Kahuku can. Kahuku goes to Mona Ale right in the middle, and she smacks it down side out back to the Red Raiders, and they're within one. It's 8-7. They can tie it up right here. Thule Peters will serve it up.
I believe there was a facial that was given that time to Lindsay Lee. Ale really got up on that. Here's the jump serve that I like. It's the best jump serve I've seen the whole tournament.
Thule Peters with a beauty. The ball still spinning off her serve. Now Peters with the pass. Ahoy, she goes left side. Ball just floated over by Fiso. St. Joe on the attack, but not able to get the ball over that net was Kuipo Hayes. So it is a point for Kahuku, and we're all tied. It's 8-8. That is a 6-1 run for the Red Raiders. And the Cardinals want to talk it over. They call a timeout. We'll be right back.
Zippy's proudly supports the OIA and their Student Sports Information Directors Program. Hawaii Sports Network, Hawaii's home to local sports, has developed a first-of-its-kind Student Sports Information Directors Program, providing more than 50 students statewide the opportunity to become the sports information resource for their high school. 17-year-old Pearl City senior Anthony Augustin views the SSID program as a creative outlet and looks forward to a career in broadcast journalism. Make Zippies and OIA athletics a part of your championship lineup.
Sending your team to the Nationals? And you gotta raise funds? Zippy's Benefit Chili is a proven winner. And now you can earn more than ever.
Volleyball fans here in Hilo enjoying the action live from the Alfukichinen Civic Auditorium. Thule Peters with a serve, and that one goes into the net. And this game number 1 of this state championship match will stay tied 8-8.
You know, Brooks, one of the reasons coaches call timeouts is to slow the other team down, especially the other team's serving. So one of the things you want to tell your team after a timeout is get it in. Don't worry about serving tough right after a timeout. Just get it in and keep the momentum.
Pa'akaula gets her serve in for the Cardinals. Kahuku does nothing with it, floats it over. Free chance for St. Joseph.
A net violation on Kahuku that time. I believe it was on the pass. It was a little bit too tight to the net, and the center just grazed the net.
And we get a look at Sarah Mason. I'm waiting for Sarah Mason to unload. That was not her best shot. She has yet to get on track here tonight because she can really be a force if she gets it going. The ball set this side, right side. Funaki rolling one over the net. Hayes fires back. Now Kahuku on the attack, and that ball had a great angle. I think it was Hayes getting down, hidden by the ump, but Hayes doing a great job of getting down. Now a joust at the net, goes over to the St. Joseph side of the court. Ahoy sets left side. Fiso couldn't do anything with it, and St. Joe will see what they can fire up here. Hayes fires away. Peters digs it up. Peters will float it over. This one could go quite a while. No one able to get the crisp shot. There's the one we're waiting for from Mason, and there's the overpass. And Sarah Mason is there to knock it straight down, but they're going to say she penetrated that invisible line above the net.
That's exactly it, Brooks. When this overpass goes up, it must at least penetrate part of the net. That ball was entirely on the side of Kahuku, and that's why Kevin Chun made that call.
9-8 now. Kahuku inches out in front by a point.
I think St. Joe's is up by 1.
St. Joe's is up by 1. You're absolutely right.
It's okay. They're both wearing the same color. It's understandable, Brooks.
Well, and no one's name is on the scoreboard. It's home and away.
Well, if Kahuku is going to make a concerted effort at any point during the game, I think it's when Mason goes to the bench. She just went to the bench now. She's going to back row sub in for her, Alicia Natividad. And I think now is the time when Kahuku can really exploit the St. Joe's team.
Natividad in to serve. A great pass to Ahoy, tight on the net. And there's a shot, from Funaki to Ahoy. But out of bounds. And it's another point for the home team. In more ways than one. They're from this island and they're home on the scoreboard. It is 10-8. Cardinals on top of the Red Raiders from the OIA. Cardinals looking for more. They set left side to Hayes, and Hayes notches the left side kill. Magic indeed. 3 straight points for the home team gals from St. Joseph. Kahuku wants to slow them down. They call a timeout. We'll take a break and come back with more from the girls' state championship. St. Joseph on top of Kahuku. St. Joseph serving from right to left across your television screen and looking to build on that 3-point lead. Kahuku with a little roll shot. No problem for Paakaula and St. Joseph. Partial block at the net. Kahuku now with an opportunity. Funaki with the set out of the back row. It's Peterson. She hits it off the block and down. So a very important side out for Kahuku. Stop the bleeding. And St. Joe getting very close to closing out game number 1. Big play right there.
If Kahuku has trouble getting a side out, there is their go-to gal. They'll set Peters out of the back row anytime they feel they need a desperate side out. She delivered. That's the first time they've delivered to her in the back row tonight. And I really think they ought to set her more in the back row. It really throws off the opponent's defense.
Alberta Leitoa on your screen. She'll serve it up for the Red Raiders, looking to make it a 2-point contest, but that one is about 1.5 feet wide right.
A lot of gifts by Kahuku here in game number 1. They've had their 4th service error. They've had 3 balls that hit out. They've had a couple nets, a ball handling error.
Huipo Hayes knocks it into the net, much to the chagrin of her coach, Rachel Hano, whose husband, Tommy, is the assistant coach on this squad. Side out back to the Red Raiders. 11-8 still your score here in game number 1. Giselle Fiso for Kahuku with the serve. Quick jump shot. Fiso in the back row was waiting for it. Funaki with the set left side. Kill. Kahuku and a point. It's a 11-9 contest.
And Kahuku unafraid to take chances that time, going to Musier Olivao with a 31 set. That low, fast set, about a foot above the net. That's a tough one.
Fiso cuts it little cross court on that serve. Hayes is there to pass the ball. St. Joe floats it over. Popping the ball up for Kahuku is Fiso. Olivao setting left side, and it's another kill for Kahuku, and we've got a real tight one now. 11-10, just 1 point separating these two teams. The Big Island still on top of Oahu.
Julie Peters right at her average right now. That's her 5th kill here in game number 1.
Fiso with the serve. Here comes St. Joe. Great shot. What court presence by Lindsay Lee to just knock that ball off to her right. Great touch. Not always how hard you can hit it.
It's excellent vision, and for somebody who's only 5 foot 5 inches tall, playing in the middle, she certainly faces a challenge every single night, and that time she really sensed that the left side blocker had come over to help in the middle. She knew that spot was vacated, and she found it. Good vision.
So the coach's daughter, Ashley Hano, waiting for the whistle from the officials.
She's their number 1 acer. She's got 46 aces this year.
Kahuku takes care of that ball with no problem. They set it into the middle, but Musier Olivao hits it long point. For St. Joseph, they need 3 more to lock up game number 1. It's 12-10. The Cardinals of St. Joseph on top of the Red Raiders from Kahuku. Hano with the serve. Here comes Kahuku to Peters' left side. Ball dug up into the air by Hayes. They'll set it left side, but into the net goes Jessie Mao. Side out.
And Mao had played flawless volleyball up until then. She had 3 kills, no errors, and that time she hit one into the net. So Kahuku was the beneficiary of that one. And now Kahuku, again, I think has to take advantage of when Sarah Mason, the Division I, going to University of Oregon scholarship player, is on the bench. She's a back row player in for her, and I certainly think Kahuku needs to exploit that. Keep serves in, keep hits in, and just play really steady in these 3 positions.
Camila Ahoy for Kahuku. Good looking serve, and it's an ace. That thing was a laser that barely snuck over the net without touching the twine.
Had a little bit of lead in it too as it dropped. The bottom dropped out the last second right there. You see it drop down?
And some miscommunication there between Jessie Mao and was that Pa'akaula back there. No one quite sure who was going to get it. Right side, Lindsay Lee with a shot. Kahuku with the overpass. Back it goes to St. Joseph. This time they'll go to the other side to Jessie Mao. She is dug in the back row by Fiso. Kahuku on the attack. Peters. St. Joseph keeps it alive. They set right side. Ball, Pa'akaula smacking the ball. Partially blocked. Back to St. Joe it goes. And Red Raiders on the attack. And it's Peters. She is money from the left side.
Oh, is she ever. She's got that great leaping ability. She's very, very athletically gifted when it comes to jumping, and then she's got the great arm swing, so she's got power, she's got finesse. She's got it all. We got a tie ball game.
That's what we got. She's got it all, and we've got a good one here. 12-12 in game number 1 of this championship match, and Kahuku grabs its first lead with an ace. A cutting shot by Camila Ahoy. And it's 13 Kahuku, 12 St. Joseph. The Red Raiders have moved out in front after trailing most of the contest. Hey, while we have this opportunity, Chris, let's get into our road to a championship sponsored by AT&T Wireless. In the quarterfinals, St. Joe was tested by OIA runner-up Wanalua. Wanalua pushed them to 3 games, 15-13, 9-15, 15-11. It was the Cardinals winning in 3. And then in the semifinals, St. Joseph took care of Seabury Hall from Maui, 15-12 and 15-1. That was that match when they had an incredible string of 21 straight points for the Cardinals. A span, obviously, that stretched between game number 1 and game number 2. That was their road to the championship. Kahuku's AT&T Wireless road to the championship in the quarterfinals. The Lady Raiders took care of Maui in straight games, and then last night upset Kamehameha, the number 2 seed in Kahuku. Excuse me, the number 3 seed in Kahuku, taking care of the 2nd seed Warriors from Kamehameha. There is your AT&T Wireless road to a championship. Ball back in play. Kahuku needing just 2 more points. St. Joe, a little discombobulated right there. They have to go to Lindsay Lee, who is able to get it over. Kahuku on the attack. Peters floats it over, and a dump shot that comes up short by Jasmine Pa'akaula. Point for Kahuku, 14-12.
Well, as we saw early in the game, Kahuku was making a lot of unforced errors, and now it's St. Joseph making unforced errors. And like that, very uncharacteristic of Pa'akaula to make that kind of a mistake. 5
straight points for the Lady Raiders. And this is game ball right here, served up by Camila Ahoy. Can St. Joe hang on? In game number 1, it's off the block, and is it out of bounds? It is. So that'll be a side out to the Cardinals.
Well, I'm not sure that ball was touched. There's some question now as to where the ball was touched on the block. Let's see if we can tell if this is cable or hands. Watch carefully, Brooks. That looks like all cable from here, but tough call.
14-12. Kahuku by 2. St. Joe serving. And St. Joe getting a point right there. A little miscommunication by Kahuku.
Why Kahuku's trying a low-risk, low-percentage play like that at 14-12, I'm not sure, but this next one better be high into Peters. Otherwise, St. Joseph is going to have another run.
Lindsay Lee with the serve. Receiving it was Funaki. Funaki will just have to float it over. Opportunity now for St. Joseph, and they hit it long. Side out back to Kahuku.
Well, Kahuku dodged a bullet there. They gave a free ball that time to St. Joseph. Normally St. Joseph will actually convert on that about 75, 80, 90% of the time. So they dodged a major bullet there. Got another chance for game ball here in game one.
You got a good look there at Kahuku head coach Mona Ahoy, a Red Raider through and through. Latu with the serve for Kahuku off the bench for a very big game ball. And there it is, game number one goes to Kahuku as that pass was out of reach for Sarah Mason, and the ball falls down on the Cardinals side of the floor. So Kahuku takes game number one, 15-13. They trailed at one point 7-2, and they storm back to take it 15-13. When we come back, it'll be game number two. They'll start again at 0-0. Here for game number one, a ball that is just going to be out of the reach of Sarah Mason at the net. Right there, she was going to swing with the right hand and ended up having to reach with her left, couldn't get to it. Kahuku takes game number one, 15-13. Pretty quick, we're going to have some game one stats sponsored by St. Francis Medical Center.
And so far the statistics look like it's all Kahuku. Kahuku coming up with 15 kills to St. Joe's 13. St. Joe's with 9 errors to Kahuku's 4, so more gifts coming Kahuku's way from St. Joe. Kahuku hitting 193, not a great percentage. Around 250 would be much better, or 300. St. Joe hitting .078, not good. They get outblocked at the net as well, 1-0. And aces, Kahuku 1-0 in that department. Kill leaders for each team. Jesse Mao, 4 kills for St. Joe, and Kaula with 4 kills. And Tuli Peters, as usual, leading the way for Kahuku with 6 kills.
Yeah, so far, Tuli Peters, Tools as they call her, is making a good early run as player of the game, but I think we've got a long way to go in this one. This crowd can energize this St. Joseph team. And the Cardinals, they have not lost all year long. They come into this contest with a perfect 17-0 regular season record. They had a couple preseason losses, but these two teams, met in the preseason, and it was actually St. Joseph taking care of Kahuku in straight games.
They also upset Kahuku last year
in
pool play of state championship. So the last 2 times these teams have met, Kahuku's come up short. You wonder whether or not that's going to give Kahuku a little edge, a little more inspiration to want to reverse the tables on St. Joseph.
Well, at least this St. Joseph team knows that they've got it in them to come back. Just being down by a game doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to pack up their things. They know that they can beat Kahuku, and with this crowd behind them.
What a great story, too. In school of, grades 9 through 12, 170 students.
Well, 170 students, and that's boys and girls. So you're talking about fewer than 100 girls in the school.
They drop in, yeah.
Probably around 80, exactly. 90 girls in that school, and they make it all the way to this stage, and they still have a very good shot at winning a state championship. Giselle Fiso for Kahuku serves up the first ball here in game number 2. Kahuku took game number 1, 15-13. Red Raiders now on the attack. Ole Val floats it over. There to receive it is Kaula. A back set that comes to Hayes. Hayes knocks it deep into the Kahuku court. And now from the left side, it is Peters, and she's been holding.
All right, if I'm coaching Kahuku, it's going to be Peters, and more Peters. She's the Kim Willoughby of this Kahuku team. She skies, she flies, and she can put it away.
And mesmerize.
There you go.
Fiso with the serve. Kahuku up 1-0. Oh, big jump by Lindsay Lee. Can that gal get up? The overpass. Now Lindsay with a finesse. Great shot by Lindsay Lee.
She just hammered that first one cross court. I couldn't believe Kahuku brought it up. And then Lee the second time shows she's got some versatility. She goes for a little tip shot. Same spot as last game. At least Kahuku got a hand on that one.
How about her vertical?
30 plus.
Man.
30 plus. That's an excellent vertical, I'm telling you. 30 plus. Well, what's your vertical, Brooks? Let's just see how compare it.
30 millimeters.
Millimeters. There you go.
Millimeters.
Yeah.
Lindsay Lee, all 5'5.5" of her. As Mona Ahoy looking on, saying, boy, what are we going to do with this gal at the net? Well, at least they backed her off the net for a while.
You know what she does best besides playing volleyball? She's a rapper.
Uh-oh.
She's a rap queen.
There's Peters going cross court again, but doing the great job is Pa'akaula this time, handling the shot by Peters. And the Big Island gals go cross court in St. Joseph. will lose the serve back to Kahuku. It's 1-0 Kahuku here in game number 2. The Red Raiders captured game number 1, 15-13.
Jessie Mao, after starting out with 4 kills to start the night off, has got 4 errors now to go with it. So she's got to steady out, keep the ball in play.
Lee receives the serve. They go to their big gal, Mason. She lowers the boom.
Well, you wanted to know when she'd open it up. Well, there it was right there, Brooks. That's a big time, straight down hammer job.
They might want to get her more involved in the offense.
They need some perfect passing in order to do that. It's one of the disadvantages of being a middle blocker is you generally only get to hit if there's a really good pass.
Here's Jessie Mao, little cut on that serve. Kahuku on the attack to Peters, and Thule is terrific.
Peters showing her versatility. Most left side hitters only hit left. She shows she can hit the quick middle attack as well. An excellent set that time from the freshman, Hoy.
Esther Latu checks into the contest for Kahuku, and there are some of the folks who made the trip over. And there are a lot of folks who made the trip over. If you were trying to get a flight into Kilo this weekend, good luck and try to rent a car. My goodness. Paula hits it into the net. Point Kahuku, 2-0. Red Raiders jump out to the early lead.
Or on the contrary, you know, if you want to go to Kahuku and visit somebody this weekend, they're probably not there.
Nobody's home. Well, and they're all here because they're extremely disappointed about what happened on the football field this year. They are not now playing in the state tournament, which is going on Oahu these next few weeks. Kahuku up 2-0, looking for more. Again, it's Peters, and this time she tries the left side, but it is out of bounds.
Oh, she tried the smart shot, though, staying away from Mason. She tried to use the end blocker and not hit into Sarah Mason. So that was a smart strategy. She just cut a little bit too much off the ball.
Kuipo Hayes serving it up. Have you noticed her confidence? I mean, she cannot be shaken. She's not going to worry about it. Hey, we're down 2-0. No worries. I'm fighting back.
Look at her dig that ball.
Kaula left side picking up the kill, and St. Joseph's on the scoreboard here in game number 2. It's Kahuku 2, St. Joseph 1. Hayes looking to tie it up with this serve. Back set goes to Peters, long and out of bounds, and Thule Peters showing just a slight chink in that armor.
Another low percentage set. That time unnecessary in my opinion. Peters just needs to get it high and wide. She get a kill almost every time.
Well, this time they go right into the middle, and it's Mona Ale getting a side out for Kahuku. So we're tied 2-2. Kahuku will be serving it up.
Ale, on the other hand, she's used to hitting that ball like that all the time. She went right at Mason and got past her.
Real athletic team, Kahuku. From top to bottom.
Very much so. In fact, most of them were playing all kinds of other sports, except in the last year and a half or so, they decided they were going to play year-round. So 13 out of 14 committed to play for the North Shore Volleyball Club. That's one of the reasons why they're as good as they are now, year-round play.
And you look down their roster, and there are names like Kai, and Ole Vau, and Peters, and Funaki. We all know those family names because they're so great in other sports, football, soccer, all over the place. 2-2. St. Joseph on the attack. They go left side to Pa'akala, and she hits it wide and out of bounds. Point for the Red Raiders.
Well, the only one that isn't playing year-round right now is Krisha Kai. She plays track and field, she plays soccer, basketball, volleyball. She does it all. Of course, her sister is the one who got WAC MVP this year in soccer.
And she's following in her sister's footsteps, maybe going to play soccer for Hawaii.
Exactly. Oh, how about that block in the middle? Mona Ale, can you believe that?
So Kahuku, after giving up 2 points, grabs 2 points back and again enjoys a 2-point lead. It is Kahuku 4, St. Joseph 2 in game number 2. Red Raiders captured game number 1, 15-13. It was a tight one. They had to come back to win, and an ace. It's an ace by Thule Peters. She's done it all tonight.
Okay, Thule Peters has got one of the best jump serves in this tournament, if not the state. But she comes up big that time.
3 straight points by Kahuku has the Cardinals worried. They call a timeout. We'll take a break and come back with more live volleyball action. 5-2 your score. Kahuku on top of St. Joseph here in game number 2. And all you need is the best 2 out of 3 in Hawaii High School girls volleyball. And it's another ace by Thule Peters. 2 aces in a row, Chris. She's got 4 straight points from the service line. And right now, the Lady Raiders are lighting it up.
And Lindsay Lee, normally a very good passer. You know that was a tough serve if Lee had trouble with it, I'll tell you that. At least That time Peters got the ball in after a timeout.
Julie Peters on top of her game. That ball well received that time by Mao. They go left side, Kahuku and into the block and down. So it is a side out back to St. Joseph's.
Kahuku, just short of a black belt in Kenpo Karate. Her mom actually is one of the coaches and actually is her teacher. So don't say nasty words to her tonight after the game.
No, I won't. No, I won't. Natividad back in for St. Joseph's to serve it up. Here come the Cardinals on the attack. Paula off the block, and she throws it down for a kill. And a point. It is now 6-3. Kahuku still ahead, but only by 3 now.
If Kaula gets hot, she can really pose problems for the opposing team because she hits with such power and she moves it around.
Peters receiving. Ole Val setting and knocking it down is Funaki for the side out.
Funaki, ninth grader, playing like about a sophomore in college. She's just so mature, gives us a high wrist snap shot, down the line, nobody home.
6-3 your score. Kahuku now looking for more out of the back rows. It's Hayes with a shot that floats long and out of bounds. She'll regroup. And the Kahuku faithful liking what they see now as they've built a 4-point lead in game number 2, 8 points away from a state championship.
They've got a group over there that hasn't sat down the whole time.
And they may get some more right here. St. Joseph just has to float it over. Free opportunity. They go in the middle to Ale, and she is golden in the middle.
You really sense that Kahuku is getting back to the 2 losses they had preseason and last year in pool play when St. Joe upset them. Those are 2 very good teams that are very close, and the last 2 contests have gone to St. Joe, and I think Kahuku is just willing their way right now to finding a way to win.
Funaki with the serve. That one will float long and out of bounds. Well, let's talk about it. In football, it was Kahuku that ended St. Louis's supremacy in the Hawaii high school football, knocking the ILH out of there. Well, here is a Kahuku team that has already eliminated ILH schools and now has an opportunity to become the first state champion that is not from the ILH in 21 years.
Pretty amazing. Duchess Kama into the game right now. A new player for
with a big shot, and that one finds its mark.
Jessie Mallow's going to take a break, and Duchess Kama's going to take her place. What a nice tip shot this is. This is interesting that Kahuku St. Joe's normally got every tip shot all night long. That one there came up short.
Rachel Hano. They have to call the timeout soon to stop the bleeding.
Peters with 8 kills now. Ale with 6 kills. A 1-2 punch there for Kahuku. Paakaula will poke the ball deep into the Kahuku court. Here come the Red Raiders on the attack, and the timing just a little bit off that time for Musée Oleval. Oh, I'm not sure why they tried that, but that's a very risky play. The only thing good about it is they're up 8-3 and they can afford to give one up, but that was a pretty risky play for a free ball. Hano with the serve. Hano now setting left side to Lindsay Lee, and it is blocked and down in the court. That ball just in. I love Hano's hands. They're so soft. See that soft touch to the outside. No spin in this ball. Has hit me written all over it. And hit me is exactly what Lee does to it, but into the block. Ahoy with the serve. Hano with the set. Lindsay Lee is blocked at the net. Another Kahuku point. Now it is 9-3. Kahuku within 6 points is celebrating a championship. Good solid 2-person block that time. 4 hands across. Celebration time up front. And the people who seed these teams would have to consider this an upset because the Cardinals are seeded number 1 in this tournament. Kahuku just number 3. Hano again sets left side. Puuipo Hayes goes cross court. And that ball is out of bounds. It's another point for the Lady Raiders. 10-3 your score. And it is a huge Kahuku lead. But you see what happened here? The last couple of blocks by Kahuku, I think, intimidated the hitters a little bit. They're avoiding the block now. That time the ball was doing anything but hit it into the block.
Natividad receives. Hano with the set. Pa'akaula out of the back row. And that time, Pa'akaula able to slow down Kahuku.
Wow, what a shot by Pa'akaula that time. Only a junior. Pa'akaula now with 8 kills. He's leading the way for the Cardinal.
Lindsay Lee waiting for some perspiration to be wiped off the floor on the other side of the court. You get a look at the scoreboard here, 10-3. It is Kahuku on top, and what a comeback it's been for Kahuku because they trailed 7-2 in game number 1, fought their way back in it, closed furiously, and finished 15-13, taking game number 1, and here they lead 10-3 in game number 2. And that is Peters off the block and down. It's a side out back to Kahuku.
Peters, once again, that's 9 kills for Tuli Peters. She's having a typical Peters night. This time, real smart shot here. See how she just rolled it off the block rather than trying to hammer it. The block was well formed, so better to tool the block than to try to power it through.
I don't think it's any secret who our player of the game might be if things continue to go the way they've been going in the last few minutes. There's Hayes firing off the block, and that is a side out back to St. Joseph.
Well, the girl they call Magic magically gets it done again. Repo Hayes with that standing topspin spike just rips it into the block and tools it into the stands.
There you see Mao behind Hayes as Mao serves it up. Kahuku goes to Peters and she's blocked at the net. The tandem that time of Hayes and Sarah Mason.
Kahuku needs to be very careful right now about momentum. Remember, this is a team that scored 21 straight points last night, St. Joe's, and they can score in bunches. So timeouts and wiping up the floor and getting smart side outs is very important.
Someone's on the net for Kahuku. It's another Cardinals point, just what you're talking about. You open those floodgates just a bit and the points can come gushing out.
And this is the kind of a team that can do that. Jessie Mao, a very good server.
Now surveys the floor, flat-footed serve, great frozen rope serve just over the net. But Kahuku stops the little mini run by St. Joe. They go to Funaki.
Well, how steady is Funaki? She's the one, by the way, with the highest GPA on the team. That was a smart shot. She's got a 3.9 GPA. A great leader both on and off the court.
Glad you bring that up. Certainly more important then what's happening out here is what happens in the classroom. We've got a break in the action on the floor. We're going to keep things right here. And there is Rachel Hano. She said she was happy to be here, excited, and promised us some great volleyball.
I asked her what the last thing you told your team before you left the locker room, Michelle, and she said, well, I told them to go out there and have fun, play hard, and enjoy the moment. And I think she sensed that they might get a little bit nervous, but I'll tell you, this team's traveled so much together that I don't think they get nervous, and I think they're just waiting for their best game to show up tonight, but certainly right now, I don't think it has.
10-5 your score. St. Joe needs to climb back in this one. They lost game number 1, 15-13. It's the Kahuku Red Raiders of the OIA looking to secure the first state title for the OIA since Kailua took it back in 1981. Roosevelt won in 78 and 79. Waipahu won a couple times in the 70s. Radford even had one in 1971. Hilo has 2 championships, but folks, other than that, it has been all ILH, and it's very unusual to be here without an ILH team out on the court. And Ale getting the overpass and taking care of business.
Once again, Lindsay Lee, normally a very, very sure passer. That time just got a little excited and overpassed it. And Ale right there to put it down. 7 kills now for Ale. She and Peters putting on a show, 8 and 7 kills respectively.
Esther Latu and the Kahuku Red Raiders, 4 points from a championship. Hano sets left side to Pa'akaula, block roof!
And there's the Kahuku Roof Raiders in action. This is a solid block, 4 hands across. And Ale getting most of that one.
12-5, 3 more points, and it is not just an OIA championship, it is a state championship for Kahuku.
5 blocks to 0 right now for Kahuku. They're dominating at the net.
Latu with the serve. St. Joseph goes left side to Hayes, and she hits it long and out of bounds. No touch there. It's 13-5. And now a frustrated Cardinals team seeing this one slipping away. Latu would love to close things out with 2 more serves deep into the Cardinals' backcourt. Hano sets left side to Pa'akaula. Roll shot, it's a dandy, but Kahuku is there defensively. An overset comes to St. Joe. Ball tight on the net. Now St. Joe gets a chance. They go to Hayes, and we have 4 hits.
Well, the first ball failed to go over, so that counted as 1. There was 3 more hits after that. Good call by referee Kevin Chun.
It's a aloha ball, 14-5. Kahuku on top, and the Kahuku faithful are on their feet, and they are celebrating. Well, you can't get an umbrella into Aloha Stadium where you need one, but you can sure get one into the Afukchinen Civic Auditorium, at least if you're from Kahuku, and it's red and white. Latu with the serve. It's aloha ball. An overpass. Ale was there to stuff it down. Now Hayes for St. Joesph floats it over to keep it alive. Where do they go? To their money gal, Peters. Off the block. Ball still alive. This time they try the other side. Little push shot. No going there. Cardinals will try the left side. Pa'akaula knocking it down and keeping the Cardinals alive.
Kahuku had their chances, but Pa'akaula give her one more look, and she will not be blocked twice in a row. She rips us down the line. Great shot.
Ku'uipo Hayes. Back to serve. St. Joe pushed to the precipice here, trying not to fall off that cliff. Kahuku off the net. Here comes Pa'akaula, and she spanks it in the net, and that's a big-time error. Gives the ball back to Kahuku, and they'll have aloha ball number 2.
And back to serve, I think maybe their best server, Julie Peters, with the jumper. Let's see if she's got the money serve, keeping it in on aloha ball.
She has at least 2 aces from this very same spot. This one deep into the St. Joesph court. Good job that time of popping it up and keeping it alive and staying alive are the Cardinals of St. Joe.
This team has had such a great year. They're not about to go meekly into the night. They're courageous, they're scrappers, they fight for every point, and they are not going to go easily. Kahuku's going to have to earn it.
Leisha Natividad checks in for Mason, and she serves it up. Kahuku on the attack. Down to dig that ball was Mao. And St. Joesph gets a much-needed point.
Great dig by Jessie Mao that time, covering the tip. And Pa'akaula with 11 kills right now. This one with no approach, just a standing jump, and rips it cross court. Excellent shot.
Natividad needs an incredible string of serves here to keep Kahuku from winning this thing. And a block at the net, a great job that time of getting up there. Lindsay Lee along with Jasmine Pa'akaula, roof, and a point for St. Joesph. And it's 14-7. Kahuku calling a timeout. They've had 2 aloha balls, but haven't been able to wrap up the championship yet. Can they do it? We'll find out right after this.
By popular demand, Bidding Advantage is back, and it's only in your Honolulu Star Bulletin Sunday Classifieds. Don't miss your chance to bid on a bargain. Make a bid. Be a winner. Sold. Sold again. Check out starbulletin.com every day to see if your bid is the leading bid. Bidding Advantage is back, and it's better than ever.
The Lady Raiders of Kahuku 1 point away from their first ever girls state volleyball championship, but St. Joesph is serving, trailing 14-7 here in game number 2, trying to keep this match alive. Kahuku now with the ball, and an illegal hit by Kahuku gives another point to the Cardinals. They've reeled off 3 straight points with Leisha Natividad at the service line, and that fires up this partisan crowd.
That time Camila Ahoy just forcing the ball too much to Ale.
Natividad with the serve. Kahuku on the attack. They'll set it left side. That ball partially blocked. It was Fiso with the swing, and Pa'akaula with a kill, and that's another point. And look out, volleyball fans. Here come the Cardinals of St. Joesph. Hey, we talked about that 21-point run yesterday where they scored 21 straight. They're not there yet. They've got 4 straight.
This is a team of streaks, though. You're right, Brooks.
Natividad with the serve. Can Kahuku get the serve back? Again, they set it. Fiso left side, and again she is dug. Natividad floats it over. Free opportunity now for Kahuku to get the ball back. And they do not do it. They do not do it, as Esther Latu and Fiso, I think, bumped into one another. That threw off Latu's timing, and she knocked it into the net.
There's a set to the back row, but I'm not sure the back row defensive specialist was ready for that one.
It's 5 straight points now for the Cardinals. 14-10 is your score. Cardinals with another opportunity. They go to Pa'akau off the blocking down, and she's caught fire.
She's virtually unstoppable on the outside right now. Meantime, Kahuku's big player, Peters, stuck in the back row.
14-11, and that girl right there, number 2, Lisha Natividad, leading the charge for St. Joe as they battle back into the championship game.
He has the power to see the future.
I've had a vision.
The prophecy says tomorrow we conquer. He has the courage to change it.
My prophecy says you're dead.
I see your fate, Hollow King, and its time has come.
A legend is born.
Popular demand, bidding advantage is back. And it's only in your Honolulu.
Captured game number 1, 15-13. Kahuku leads here in game number 2, 14-11. They need one more point to wrap up a state championship, but the Cardinals have reeled off 6 straight points. Make it. No, don't make it 7. It's a side out back to Kahuku.
I cannot tell you how alert that play was by Ale. That time she went up and took a ball that was an overpass and blocked the ball that was coming back by Lee. Excellent play by Mona Ale.
Lisina Funaki with aloha ball number 3. Kahuku for a state championship. Pa'akau receives it. The set goes left side. It's blocked. Cardinals get it back. Here's Lindsay Lee with a swing. It's dug by Kahuku. The set comes left side. Ale with the roll shot. It falls in. And Kahuku has captured its first ever girls state volleyball championship.
And I'm sure, Brooks, that Kahuku would be the first to thank their fans that flew in from Oahu to sort of offset the huge St. Joesph following here at Hilo Civic.
15-13, 15-11. That was Erwin Ahoy, husband of the woman he's hugging now, Mona Ahoy, the head coach for the Kahuku Red Raiders. And now Pa'akau looking to lead the line of handshakes as the two teams will congratulate one another on some fabulous seasons and a job well done. But congratulations to the Red Raiders, the Lady Raiders of Kahuku at 15-2, they're state champions.